To this video on my review of UFC 311. Just happened last night. Getting straight into the main card, Kevin Holland versus Derrida. Really, what I predicted didn't come to pass. Derrida really got the takedown straight away, and as soon as that happened, sort of looked to the point when you were watching it, Kevin Holland was never going to get up. I thought Kevin Holland would put a lot more up a fight standing up and stop Derrida getting the takedown, but as soon as he got the takedown that early, it was pretty much all she wrote. Got on the ground, started throwing shots. Kevin Holland gives up the back, and that's the submission. I think it's very difficult. Kevin Holland having that sort of performance sort of suggests it's a look. Derrida's, I don't think, ever going to be that top level of that division. And Kevin Holland has some glaring issues. He cannot cope with anyone. As soon as he gets taken down and someone has a bit of proficiency on the ground, he's pretty much done in that round at least. And if they've got a quite high level proficiency like Derrida, they're gone. He's gone. He's getting submitted. He's taking shots. Wasn't a great performance at all. Who he faces next, I mean, to be honest, you've only got Kevin Holland's got quite a big name. I would say pulls in some eyes to the sport, but he can only go against strikers. That's the key. He doesn't want a weight cut either down to welterweight. He's fighting in middleweight, and that causes a problem where you're just fighting bigger guys who are willing to weight cut, which causes him a problem defending takedowns as well. On to the next fight on the main card, which was Almeida versus Spivak. Obviously a good fight. Spivak doing very well early on. And yet Almeida not looking himself. Good elbows from the top from Spivak when he got him down. Almeida then gets on top. And then when they actually get, when you think Almeida's going to do well on the ground and why Spivak went to the ground with him, actually Almeida did incredibly well when he got up. When they got up, it sort of went, Spivak went, oh, we got a bit of reset time here. And Almeida went, nah, you got no reset time. I'm going to start punching you and getting combos off, and got so many shots off, rocked Spivak, and then got him on the ground, which I thought was at the time a mistake, but manages to get shots off on the ground, gets his back flat, and it's a TKO by Almeida. Referee stops it. Fair play to Almeida. Great work. Almeida goes on to go up the rankings. Obviously, Spivak did very well early on, which he did well at, and yeah, I think Almeida did very well there to come through adversity, but I do think there's holes in his game which will be exploited by higher level opponents. I do believe that. So, but great win for Almeida, TKO by Almeida there. On to the next fight, Prochazka versus Hill. I'm not even going to start off with round one. I'm going to start off before round one. There is a very intense stare down from the two before the fight. They're literally just staring each other down, walking towards each other. Security have to sort of get in the way of it, and they're ready to fight. They're up for a fight. It sort of gets you ready and prepared for a great fight that is going to happen, and it was a great fight. I had Prochazka winning round one. Seemed to be able to slip the shots well and dropped Hill at one point, which was incredible. So round one definitely goes to Prochazka. Then Hill comes back into it. Round two starts getting shots off, not getting hit by Prochazka, and probably not taking the feints as seriously as he was in round one. And then there's eye pokes from both sides in that round, which Prochazka took a bit of more time to deal with. It seemed like quite a severe eye poke for Prochazka, and I do think Hill just did more. He stopped getting caught out with the feints from Prochazka and started just doing his own work, which sort of went into round three as I had it as a draw at that point, both winning a round. It all comes down to this left by Prochazka. Hill's very hurt, and then good shots in the clinch by Hill, and this was throughout the fight. They were both doing good work in whatever round it was. They were both getting shots off. Prohaska's then head movement came back. He was back to round one head movement, dodging shots, getting out of there, and then drops Hill with a great left, goes back, down. Prohaska ground strikes to finish Hill. And yeah, Prohaska really just came back into it like he was in round one. In round three, he sort of went, okay, yeah, let's go back to that head movement style that was working so effectively, and got the counter and dropped him again. He dropped him in round one, dropped him very similarly in round three. An incredible work from Prohaska. You know, he's probably going to need another win, I think, to fight Pereira again, and this is very dependent on Pereira and Kalaev who wins. I think whoever loses out of that will have to fight Prohaska to then go, well, who's going to fight the champion at that point next, to be honest. I think that's the key. On to the next fight. Davalashvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I had Umar winning this as a prediction, but Umar did incredibly well first two rounds, and then Davalashvili just won. Merab just won the last three. That was key. I think Umar paced himself out of it. I don't think he had the cardio to cope with the pressure of Davalashvili. I think it just became a problem where he was getting tired around 4, definitely. In round 5, he went into it and went, well, this ain't good. And Merab was just getting the takedowns, getting back up, knowing Umar was good at defending them, and he was. He didn't really get taken down that much, or not for very long, the entire fight. The key was that he was getting the takedowns and using them to go, okay, get back up, I'm going to smack you and make you think I'm going to get another takedown. And it just became of the pressure he was putting on Umar was just too great to allow Umar to get any offense off. I think the pressure caused him to overwork his cardio than he really wanted to over a 5-round fight. And that's what it became. He won the first 2 rounds, and then Merab suddenly went, yeah, you got a 5-round fight here. Good luck running at that pace when I'm going to now pressure you, knowing that I'm a fresher fighter. And it became that. He definitely won it over the last 3 rounds. That was clear. Umar has to go back to the work in the gym. He has to get back in that gym. He has to work on. Look, the key thing is Merab will pressure you, and he always does. He wants to get in close. He wants a takedown defense isn't enough. To not be taken down by Merab is not the key that actually keeps you in the fight. Round 5, he got caught with incredible shots near the end, which just showed the fresher fighter and the better fighter over a 5-round fight. Umar needs to get that cardio up when he's getting pressured for a good 3 or 4 rounds over the 5. He needs to work on that in the gym. I think he came into round 4 definitely tired. He came into round 5 obviously even more tired, and it became a thing of, yeah, you won the first 2 rounds, but you won them by absolutely draining your gas tank clearly, which allowed Merab to get back in it. I think if he didn't drain it as much, even allowing Merab to win round 2 even, or round 1, either one, it sort of gives him a better chance. But after round 3, going into round 4 looking tired, and then round 5 you're clearly tired, it becomes a thing that gives Merab confidence. And that's the one thing you can't allow Merab to have, is confidence to go in, I'm going to try and take you down, you're going to have to defend, I'm going to hit you on the feet. And it just became a thing of Umar was just so scared of the takedowns because it took up so much time when he could be doing something. It became a problem. It became a problem for Umar, which I wouldn't normally say, but, look, Merab is so good at takedowns. Once you're on the ground, he's very good. And they cancel each other out on the ground, but to the point, who's on top for them seconds, the 10 seconds when a takedown happens, it's Merab. So if you have to score a fight where no one's hitting strikes, but Merab is just going for takedowns and getting a couple over a round, you score it from Merab, and it's a tough thing for a fighter to actually find out a way to beat. I think it is very tough. I think it takes a guy with superior reach, superior stand-up as well, which Umar is good at stand-up. I don't think he has that level of heightened level against Merab to actually win that. I think Sean O'Malley could actually be the one to win that when he's fully fit, if he wasn't in the previous fight. So yeah, a good co-main event, obviously a good overall fight there, and Merab's going to take some beating, I believe. On to the next fight, which is the main event, Makhachev versus Moicano. Obviously got changed late on, was meant to be Makhachev versus Sarukian, but Sarukian got injured. Dana White came out afterwards and said that Sarukian's going to have to build himself back up. He's not going to get a title shot straight away, which sort of suggests there's a bit of an annoyance from the UFC side about what had happened. And to be honest, fair enough. I think coming into a fight and going in 1 day's or so notice saying I can't fight anymore, I've got an injury, becomes a bit of a, you should have said earlier, I've now got to rush around trying to find an opponent and mess up the whole card that people have paid for. It causes major business problems for the UFC when that sort of thing happens, and the fact is they need to show it's not the correct way of doing so. You need to be saying a few days out at least there's a problem that you've got, an injury that you've got. To say a few days out they have to make a rush change is incredibly poor and unprofessional. And that's exactly what I think the UFC is feeling. The unprofessionalness of them having to rush in and basically probably give Moicano or Makhachev a hell of a lot of money to go, come on, please save our main event. Incredibly poor. And that's if they, they could have said, look, I'll fight whoever, I don't care, give me the money. But for a Moicano, if I was his team, why would I get him to face a Makhachev for the same money? Of course I wouldn't. So I fully expect UFC had to pay out some money there to get that fight to happen and get a main event that everyone sort of cares about. And to be honest, I enjoyed when I heard the announcement Moicano was going for a title shot. I was like, fair play, let's see what happens. And look, it only lasted a round, but to be honest, I do feel Moicano got a combo off, drops Makhachev. There's a bit of a question if it was slip or not, but to be honest, looked quite nice from Moicano's point of view. The reach is good, the height is good from Moicano, and look, he made a mistake against the top in the game. I mean, maybe the best lightweight ever, and to be honest, gave up his back accidentally trying to get out of the place and gets caught in a Darce choke, and that's it. As soon as you get caught in a Darce with Makhachev, it's game over, as everyone knows. But I think in that one round, made one mistake, but that could have, if he didn't make the mistake, could have went on a good few rounds. I don't think there was that much. I think Moicano showed a good showing of himself. If you look past a round one finish, that, he could do stuff. He could, a few fights more, bit more experience. Now he's seen the champion. Now he's seen what they can do. Look, I think he could do something this year up at that level. Don't think he's hurt. One round, submission, tap straight away. No real injuries. Look, he can get straight back into it. And he'll want to. Moicano's so up for fighting, so up for earning the money. It helps the UFC as well. When the UFC need them type of fighters, the fans need them type of fighters that are willing to get in there time in, time out, month after month. If they haven't got a bad injury, let's get back in the cage, let's earn some money. So many fighters nowadays are looking to do one, if not two a year, especially if they're top level, one a year, and it doesn't work. The fans want fighters who are active. The Chimaev in COVID, that's the type of style. Getting in there month after month, week after week even, and earning the money and getting up them rankings. So I do like a Moicano. I do fancy his chances against some of the high levels in that division. Didn't show too terrible of a showing, especially on the feet. And look, he made a mistake, and it's something to learn from. I don't think it was that horrendous. And Makhachev, how many people is he beating within a few rounds? And how high level are they? I don't think it's a bad showing. I think only ups the stock, and I've got to really look at it, but seeing that he may have dropped Makhachev in round one, does up the stock of Moicano, and I think this just does that. I think it ups his UFC standing as well. That he just went, Makhachev fight, let's go. No matter what that was, he did it. And going against a Makhachev on short notice, nearly a day notice or something like that, incredible. And really has put Moicano up in my stocks of going like fair play. I want him to win. I like to see him win from now on. After that, really saving the events, keeping it going. And Makhachev as well. Look, Moicano is a different fighter, totally different fighter, totally different range and things. And he just went, look, incredible champion. I'm up for fighting anyone, and was. And there is that thing of who is the best lightweight of all time. Is it Makhachev? And I think it could be. I think it's close still, but Makhachev's still got gas in that tank to fight on. And I think, no doubt, by the end of his career, he's the top lightweight of all time. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.